What's up, everyone? This is Roots of Black. Once again, I'll be bringing you the Septuagint. Not really today, but it will be there. We're bringing you everything. You see the title. This video is going to be real. You're going to understand why I repeat, because not I say, this is I repeat, that all the shepherds are going to die and all of the sheep who follow the shepherd is going to die. Remember, the only shepherd you're supposed to have is the Most High. And then you do what you're supposed to do, and then you will become a sheep of the Messiah. But you have to go through this path. So we're gonna think about this for a second. Most people they talk about their pastor, the preacher, deacon, whatever you want to call it, the leader of their church, instead of the Most High, the Messiah. They talk about they don't talk about them. They talk about their pastor. They talk about their church. They don't talk about the person who gave the word that they have. They don't talk about that. So this is why, like I say, this is just 101. When you read the book yourself, or I'll get to it. If the Lord let me, this is not my will. This is His will. This is the will of the Most High, not my will. And these words are the words of the Most High, or the Messiah, and not mine. All I'm doing is just repeating them and getting you to see what I see. I have collective knowledge. I've been doing this myself for over 20 years. The people that helped me along the way have been doing it even longer than me. So I have collective knowledge. And then let's scratch that and remove that. Hey, wick, wick. You just removed that and brought it back. Now, that doesn't even matter. Only thing that matters is I learned from the prophets that the Most High sent, which is in your book, and the Messiah. And I am not going to tell you who He is. You need to figure that out yourself. And the Most High. After that, nothing else really matters because they're the ones that are allowing us to even know this. And then, of course, the Spirit of wisdom, and then His secret branch that no one knows about, that He's going to reveal to us later on. So there's a reason why I say that all the shepherds, well, like I say, that I repeat what the Most High says, that all the shepherds are going to die, all of them. And if you become a sheep of those shepherds, you're going to die because you're supposed to be the Most High sheep. Then you will become the Messiah sheep, not the Messiah sheep first. No, you go to the Most High first, and then He will send you to the Messiah to become the Messiah sheep when you're ready to be under who He is. Like I say, I'm not telling you who He is. You read it, you'll find out who He is, but that's how it's supposed to go. So now we're about to embark. All of the Jewish leaders of a church are going to die. All of the Christian leaders of the church are going to die. Agnostic, whatever. Anybody who says they're doing it in the name of God, whoever that person is. But reading this book and reciting it and saying that they're coming from the Most High, even though they're not, but that's what they're saying. They're going to die. And if you follow them, you're going to die. See, in the book, if you read it, it says that the shepherds are going to turn the Most High sheep into their sheep. And then after that, He cannot help them anymore because they're going to be so wicked and brainwashed that He's going to have to destroy them because they're no longer His sheep. They're the pastor sheep. They're the rabbi sheep. They're the sheep of those people now. They're no longer the sheep of the Most High. This is what I'm trying to warn you about. And this is the 101. And I'm going to show it to you right now. This is just an introduction of the death of them. And if you don't remove yourself from these churches and these leaders, that you're going to die. I'm warning you. I'm the watchman on the I don't want your blood on my hands. I am the watchman on the tower. It sucks now because of life and YouTube and algorithms and AI. Back when we used to do videos like this, it would go viral instantly. And then 90% of the people that hears it, they're going to be pissed. That small 10% understands it. And like the Messiah says, the seed of the sower, when you get good news and good word, you grab it, take it, a hold of you, and it becomes a part of who you are. And then you bear fruit from the good news. So this is what normally would happen, but it doesn't happen that way anymore because of said they want you in the dark. They want you to die. This is what it is. That's just what it is. Okay. So I'm about to show you right now. We're gonna go. Let me see. I think I put it on Brave. Okay, so we're gonna look at the Masoretic text. We're at Jupedia. Excuse me. I mean Wikipedia. My bad. Slip of the tongue. So we're on Wikipedia. This is so much of common knowledge right here that it's on Wik. Gotta say it right. Wikipedia. It's common knowledge. It's on Wikipedia. Amazing. Common knowledge. Okay. So the Masoretic text, and it says that Hebrew, and it says romanticized, and it says Har, Ham Masorah lit is an authoritative Hebrew and Aramaic text of 24 books of the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, in Rabbinic Judaism. Okay, so these are, we're going to continue. The Masoretic text defines the Jewish canon and its, you know, precise letter text with its vocalization and accutations known as Masor, referring to Masoretic text. Masor, and it says ah right there, like ha right there. Specifically means the diacritic markings of the text of Jewish scriptures and, you know, coincide marginally notes in the manuscript and later printings of the Tanakh, which notes textual details usually about the precise spelling of the word as it was primarily copied, edited, and distributed by a group of Jews known by the Masoretes between 700 and 1000 CE, not BC, CE, Common Era. This is after the Messiah died, 700 years 1,000 years. This is when they did it. The oldest known copy of the Leningrad Codex dates from the early 11th century. So this is when you got this book here. So we're gonna go look at the Masoretes here real quick. And this is the Masoretes as a master tradition were a group of Jewish scribe scholars who worked around the end of the 5th through the 10th century CE. So we know that these are wicked scribe and Pharisees that the Messiah warned you about. And it says primarily based in medieval Israel, and you know that all of the Israelites were gone by now. They were sent away, sold off with the Most High already told you. And the Messiah told you that you will never trot down Jerusalem again once I am gone. So who are these people? Listen to what I'm saying to you. If you don't understand what I'm saying to you, pray to the Most High to get understanding of this. You need this. This is nothing to be played with. And it says in the cities of Tiberias and Jerusalem, as well as in Iraq, Babylonia. We already know Babylon always has something to do with this. Each group compiled a system of pronunciation and grammatical guides in the form of diacritical notes, and it says nah, cuted. I guess that's how you pronounce that. On the external form of the biblical text and attempts to standardize the pronunciations and paragraph versus diversions cantillation of the Hebrew Bible is not for the worldwide Jewish community. So you can just go in the Ben Asher family of Masoretic, but largely responsible for the preservation and the pronunciation of the Masoretic text. You can go through all this, but we're not going to do this. So I was just giving you some slight notes. So this version of this is 700 years after the Messiah, not the book that they had. 700 years after the Messiah to 1,000 years after the Messiah. This is the book that is being used. And it says the difference is stated, differences attested in the Dead Sea Scrolls indicate that multiple versions of the Hebrew scriptures already existed by the end of the second temple period. Do you guys understand that? It's telling you this because the Dead Sea Scrolls is the most gangster thing that ever happened to understanding what the Most High said about they're going to write your name in your book and the referendum and all this other stuff of understanding the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls is when they found all the corruptions and started to take them out and put it back into pure form. So they're telling you right here that there's differences in between the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the Masoretic text that. Okay, so we're going to the we're going to you're going to see how deep this goes. And it says already existed by the end of the Second Temple, which is closest to the theoretical art text is disputed as which is such a singular text never existed. They're going to try to singular text never existed. They're liars. They're damn liars. The Dead Sea Scrolls dated as early as 3 century BC, before Christ, bicentennial, long time, 300 BC, 300 years before he came to existence. That book was there. So why are people okay? All right, stop containing the texts which have some differences with today's Hebrew. Ain't no some. And it says the Septuagint, the Conning Greek translation made in the third and second centuries at the around the same time as this, because they spoke Greek. They stopped speaking Hebrew a long time ago. They never really spoke Hebrew, they spoke Aramaic, but that's a whole nother subject right there. And it says that the Parsh Teta, a Syriatic translation made in the second century, and remember, they was in Syria, occasionally presented notable difference from the Masoretic text, as does the Sumerian Pentateuch, I guess it would say, and the text of the Torah preserved by the Sumerians in the Sumerian Hebrew. What the hell is Sumerian Hebrew? Hmm. And it says fragments of an ancient manuscript of the book of Leviticus found near the ancient synagogues Torah are in Jedi have identical wording to the Masoretic text. The Masoretic text is the basis for most Protestant translations of the Old Testament, such as the King James Version, the English Standard Version, the New Standard Version, and the New International Version. After 1943, it has also been used in some Catholic Bibles, such as the New American Bible and the New Jerusalem Bible. Some Christian denominations instead prefer the translations of the Septuagint because they match the quotations in the New Testament. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. You got that's your first SpaghettiOs right there. That's your first green red light. Your exclamation point. Something's not right here. So we just found out right now that the version that everyone is using in the Christian and the synagogue. So in the churches and the synagogues, you do know that the New Testament understood what it was saying when it says temple, churches, and synagogues. So those are three different people worshiping houses. And they told you all three were corrupt. Told you all three were corrupt. All three of them went over everyone's head. Amazing. But the Masoretic text it's telling you that it's different. It's different than it's different than the Septuagint. It's different than all the original versions of the book. It's different. It's different. So if you're reading the version that you're not supposed to read and your shepherd is reading it to you and you're learning from the book you're not supposed to be learning from because it is corrupted, what are you going to be naturally? Corrupted, right? Easy to understand. All right, so let me show you real time of the corruption in your face. All right, so we are going to go to 1 Samuel 18. Right here, we're going to go to the KJV Bible Getaway. As you can see here, there's going to be some scriptures. Even the New Testament, well, it's not the New Testament, but this is the Old Testament. That's not a Septuagint version of this and that. But you're going to see it here. So you see this here, right here. Okay, so chapter 1, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I could just read the first four to you so you can see this. I want you to see this in full context yourself of why that if you follow someone who does not even understand this small thing, they're gonna die. They follow that shepherd that was never sent by the Most High. They're gonna die. And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking to Saul that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul, or Saul, but Saul took him that day, and little do you know that's Paul's original name. Yeah. That's a real deep right there. It went over everybody's head. And it says, took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. I know they're gonna read chapter 4 because I'm gonna have to do a whole. I'm gonna do a whole thing on this. I'm gonna do a whole entire thing on Samuel 1. Okay, so let's go to the Septuagint version, the version that the Messiah and his disciples. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say that because that's also a secret too. But this is what the disciples and every Hebrew and the Greeks and everyone had because they forced them to translate because they wanted to know about the Most High God, which they were never supposed to know about. But this is what all the Hebrews, no matter which language they spoke, because Septuagint means 70, and then two is the two chiefs that corrected, made sure that everything was correct, and the what we read about the Dead Sea Scrolls matches exactly with the Septuagint. Exactly. Exactly. And we know that was there first, but everyone's reading the edition that, remember, the Most High told you they were going to take, add, and take away, and they're going to write yourself in your book. You never even went to see this. You never studied it. You never cared to know. And once again, I'm giving you cheat codes because uh, I am very, very blessed and grateful. And I cannot tell you that I'm making it anyway. That the Most High has allowed me, sending Big Mama, Spirit of Wisdom to me and the Messiah allowing this for me to see this and understand that's a blessing upon itself. But it still does not mean that I am worthy enough to make it to the other side with them. But I hope I can make you worthy. I really do. Hallelujah. For you and you're listening, for the very small few that are going to hear this, I hope that you become a sheep of the Most High, and then you will be funneled to the Messiah. I really do hope that happens to you. So, we just read this. Like I said, I'm going to do a whole thing on Samuel by itself. We're going to go to the Septuagint slash Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh, pause, Dead Sea Scrolls. Dead Sea Scrolls. So, remember, the Most High banished them to Syria, Persia, Babylon, all these other places. So the book got corrupted every single time they went somewhere. So what had happened was the Most High got wroth with them, told them about this. So they went back with the referendum and started to go back and fix all of the books. So that's what that is. That's why they were found up there in the cave by themselves, hidden until, because the Most High said the word will come out and everything will be there. This is when it says information going to flow. People are going to start waking up. Small select few of us going to start waking up. So that was the first waking to see that the version you have is correct, because you supposed to understand that your family went and hid that book and those books up there in that mountain so they can never be tampered with, and then you can check your version that you have from those because they went back and fixed the corruption, as you can see, and through excuse me, Wikipedia, that they know it's been corrupted. They know this 100%. It's different than every text that's from before. They corrupted everything since the Messiah has came. All of the words have been corrupted since he has came. So if you don't have the right version to understand what has happened, how do you know? How are you not corrupted? It's impossible. That's what I'm saying. By the Septuagint, we're making the most complete version of the Holy Scriptures that's out. We're doing that now. It's not an easy road to do this. It is not. We're getting close to being done. Hallelujah. Hopefully, I live long enough to be able to give this to you. I don't know. We don't know. We're working on it. We're trying our hardest, but here it is. All right. So, like I say, I got to make sure you see this on the screen, right there on your screen. This is the KJV, the King James version. Remember, the King James version has the Masoretic text in here with these Jewish people. This is their version, not the version that everybody had that was already checked. Remember, there was already a version that was checked and corruption has been taken out. They decided not to use that one. All right, and I'm about to show you it. Bam, let's look. Omitted text, omitted text, omitted text, omitted text, omitted text. Let's go again. Attempt omitted, 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 omitted. So those are written in. They were never there. They were added. That's why they were omitted. So this version that they corrected all the mistakes and the adding into your book, they never used it. They kept the version that was added upon, which the Most High told you they were going to do by corrupting your book in your ways. They kept that version of it and put that one inside of the book that everyone in church, in synagogues, in Catholic temples, and all these other places are reading. That's what's going on. This is the version that everybody's reading. They're reading the corrupt version. You see it right here. This is the version from from the this is the Scrolls version, the version that they fixed all of the mistakes. That's why the Messiah didn't come in and destroy the books that they have, because the Messiah would have did that, right? When he came and he was there, he would have destroyed the books. That only thing he did was destroy the scribes and Pharisees and the churches and the temples. That's what he did in the synagogues. He went and tore all that down. He went everywhere he could to tear that down, but he didn't tear the book down. He didn't mention that the book was corrupted because it wasn't, because they fixed it when he was there. This is what they had. This is the book they had. They fixed all the corruptions from it. So you see the omitted text. These were texts. These were parts that were never there. These were added. So they took them back out after they went and found the original versions and started to fix it. They realized that this was added, this was added, this was added. So it's gone. They took it away. So they had the correct version with all the corruption taken out. And so we see it here. Look, the first five chapters, the first five verses aren't there. They never supposed to be there in the first place. You see this right there, first five. Chapter 6 is where it started at. This is where the book starts at, right there. And even then, the words are different. 90% of even of the verses here are different. They change words. Words mean a lot. I'll go over that too. If I live long enough, the Most High allows me, I'll go over that. I'll show you with your own eyes how the changing the words changes the whole way of what this means. They know this. That's what they did it. Said they were going to corrupt your ways. They were going to add and take away from your book. They were going to change it. When you're not supposed to change the jot tittle means that they change the jot tittles. We can see this right there in your face. Like I say, all these are the first five verses were omitted. Oops, it's undo. Didn't mean to do that. The first five verses are omitted. There's five verses here. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returning from the slaughter of Philistines. See what it says right here. And there came out a woman in dances to meet David out of the cities of Israel with timbrels and with rejoicing. Now, what that say? See, different. It's another thing. Even the verses in here are different. This is the non-corrupt version. This is the version that when the Messiah was alive, this is the version they had. I'm gonna speak that way. When the Messiah was alive, this is the version that they had right there. This version. He never said the books were corrupted because we know if the books were corrupted, he would have let you know that. Right? The words are corrupted. So why did they go? But the King James version is totally corrupted, 100%. You have no idea. I just showed you small portions of this, and I showed you that the verse chapter 5, chapter 6, of where it starts from is not the same. They're not the same at all. Let's see what chapter 7 says here. And the woman began to strain and said, Saul has smitten thousands and David his 10,000. Just showing you that David was mighty than him. And the woman answered and said, one, as they played, and said, Saul has slain thousands and David his 10,000. So they kept certain parts of that. But so why did the 16 is different? I'm showing you this right in front of you. So this is when you go to a church, they tell you to turn to the KJV. Pick up your KJV and turn to Bible Bound. You're reading the correct version of the book. So naturally they're corrupted. They don't even know this. How they don't know this? They went to theologian school. They went to learn about the Lord for 4 years. They don't know this. You don't think your shepherds are going to die? The rabbis can easily look this up if they were sent by the Lord to see that the Masoretic text is corrupted. There's only a few churches in the whole entire earth that use the Septuagint, this version, the non-corrupted version. There's only a few, literally. Out of the let's say it's a million churches. Let's say only 50 of them use the Septuagint. There's nothing. It's literally nothing. That's exactly what it is. A million churches, only 50 use the Septuagint, the non-corrupted version, in order to try at least to not corrupt their people. You you know that all throughout all my days of saying the Septuagint to people, they don't even know what the hell it is. Never even heard of it. They never even heard of the Septuagint. Or what they call the LXX. I think that's what it is. That Roman numeral 70. That's what it is. I don't know it off the top of my head right now what it is, but it's just a bunch of Roman numerals, and because even though it's even weird because it was in Greek, I don't even know why they did it in Roman numerals. But we're gonna let that one go over everyone's head because it's in Greek. We know this because they spoke Greek. They didn't speak Roman, they spoke Greek. They didn't even speak Aramaic anymore. They lost all their language. They didn't speak anything. They spoke Greek. That's what I'm telling you. Like no one even talks about this. No one talks about this. They spoke Greek. They don't even have like you only can find small versions of the Greek in New Testament. It's pretty much gone and dead and hidden in the Vatican, so no one can see the real versions of this. No one even knows what the real versions. No one can find any real version at all of the New Testament. Not a single one. Doesn't exist. You can find small portions of it, but they allowed us to see it at one point in time. You can't see it anymore. They won't even allow you to even look and gaze. Like it's been all removed. If I find them, I downloaded so much stuff that I might even have them. But they used to have pictures of the original, well, not the original, but some of the small tears and portions of the Greek New Testament. Try to look it up. You're not gonna find it. You're not gonna find it. They removed it. It's pretty much gone. This is amazing. So, like I say, the Most High says, and the Messiah reiterates that your shepherds are going to die. You're in a wide gate of destruction. You have the corrupted version. So you're, like I say, I just showed you right here. 5 verses are omitted. The 6th verse is different. So that's basically you got the first 6 verses of the King James version is a lie, and everyone's using it. And you think that this why 33.3% of the people on the earth at the time are going to survive. Just period throughout the history. 666, the mark of the beast. There's people who seen this. There, I've been making videos for a long, long time. Videos went viral, words, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. The crew, the study group, we've been making videos forever. I'm serious. Videos went viral. Millions of people watched them. Millions of people. This is before YouTube changed the algorithm and got rid of everything. We've been doing this for a long time. Doing this stuff for a long time. Millions of people saw this. Videos after video coming there complaining, calling us heretics and blasphemers and all sorts of stuff, and we're showing them the proof because we know that only a small percentage of people are going to understand this because 66.6% of people are going to die. So if that many people is going to die, then we know that there's only going to be, I mean, naturally we understand there's only going to be a small portion of people that are going to understand this. And even the ones who, so everybody right now is not a part of the 33 that's a part of the 33, if you get what I'm saying. They still have time to put the work in to become part of the 33. So we're putting stuff out there for them, not the people that's already a part of the 33. They already know who they are. They already understand this. They put the work in, small percentage of them. Like this here is beyond the scope of what black folks call deep. It's beyond it. To put all the integral pieces, small minute details that small percentage of us are allowed to see, that there is no way in hell that a man can even proceed to understand to even write this. There's no clever enough human being on earth to even put these pieces together and then bring it back and forth, come through, and then speak past, present, and future at the same time. And then that only a select few can actually see that it's past, present, and future, and then pinpoint exactly that happened then, down this or that, and this is about to happen. We know this. Only a small percentage of us can do this. No matter how many times they read it, and it's clear as day to us because we can actually point it out and we can show you in history. We can show you in history, the present and the past, of this playing out in the future. Was this playing out easily, just like that? They can't find it. They can't see it because they are guided by their shepherd, most likely, and not the shepherd, their shepherd. Two different things. But like I said, I can show you on the screen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many Christians see this. It doesn't matter this and that. They're just gonna. They're just not going to care. They're going to be like, I'm lying, even though they can see it in their face, even though they can read it themselves, because they're a part of the 66. The 66, 666. They're part of the 66.6% of the people that are going to die. It doesn't matter how much I tell them. It says that at the end, people are going to be lover of lies and they're going to hate the truth. The Messiah told you because I told you the truth. Do you hate me? Yes, yes, this is real. And the messenger always dies. The Messiah was the messenger. They killed him. The messenger always dies. It's just what it is. They can't because you can't they can't handle the message. You can't handle the message, then they're gonna kill the messenger. It never fails. Like remember, you got to read this book yourself to see what happened to the prophets. The prophets was despised by the earth and the people, even the Most High's children. They despised them. They wanted to kill them. They have killed me. They have killed many. That's what the Most High says. The blood of my prophet I require from you. They've killed them. They shunned them. They burnt them. They tortured them. They did all sorts of things to them. And you tell the person, be like, if you're a prophet, you're going to be despised. No prophet was loved. The Messiah was not loved when he walked there. He was loved by, small percentage of people, but the majority of people hated him. I'm just telling you this. Go read the prophets. Moses walked by himself. They were afraid to be near him. Only a small percentage of them were near him. Joseph got sent away and sold. Jonah had to run because he didn't want to be down there with. I'm going to say it. Jonah ran away and got swallowed by a whale because he didn't want to go deal with them niggas. That's exactly what happened. Go read this yourself. Understand this yourself. All the prophets' life was miserable and lonely. So anybody says they're a prophet and a prophesies and they got a big church and they're in front of people, they're liars. This is why they're gonna die. I'm telling you, this is why none of this makes sense. That's why you got to read your book. Being a prophet of the Most High, telling people to. So first of all, you have to walk in the path of righteousness in order for the Most High to make you a prophet. And then not only walk the path or about to or be or you're going to do it from then on after he chooses you, that you're going to actually say the things that they're doing wrong and walking the good path, walking in the narrow path. Are you going to be despised? Because they won't have any excuse of why they can't do it because they seeing you do it. You're in the same position they are, but you're doing it. So that means they can do it. So they definitely want to kill you because they don't need your representation in front of them anymore. Because you make them look and feel bad. Because you can do it, they can do it. That's why the prophets were tortured. They were treated horribly. Read it. Read it yourself. And these pastors and preachers and deacons and heads of churches, they're saying they were sent by the Lord. They're prophets. I prophesied. That's what they say. The Lord spoke to me. The Lord sent me this. That's what they're saying. But they don't even know this. They didn't even know that they have the correct version of the book that they're teaching their flock. Remember, you see these big mega churches, there's regular churches, always coming to their pastor. When you talk to them, they talk about the pastor. They don't say about the Most High. They don't say the Messiah. They say, my pastor, my pastor, my pastor. They always go want to deal with their pastor, deal with that man. That if, like I say, if he was sent by the Most High, he would know not to do this. He would know this. He would know this small stuff. I'm not sent by the Most High. I'm a fisher. I could be. I'm a fisher, though. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a leader. I'm a fisher. I just fish. That's all. I just take everybody out of the wide stream of death and put them in this narrow stream. Get them in a narrow river so they can, because a river has a current. A lake is nothing. It's just a big old wide spot where people just swim in. I fish people out of that lake and put them in the stream. The stream is narrow, as one, or the river. It's a narrow path taking you straight to where you're supposed to go. That's all you do. They're not doing that because they're telling you that you not to do the law, even though the Messiah says you have to do the law, eat and release. Like I'm about to tell you now, you don't supposed to eat strawberries. These are the law. It's part of the law. You got to do the law. Not the Messiah says you have to do the law. We know the Most High says it, but people say the law is done away with. But the Messiah says you must do the law. He said even you're supposed to teach even the smallest. Like I say, not eat strawberry. That's a part of the law. Not eat strawberry. Strawberries have parasites to make you sick. That's a part of the law. The law and the commandments are there for you to live long upon the land. If you don't do the commandments, you don't, the law, you don't hurt the Most High, you hurt yourself. You know that, right? You hurt yourself. You don't hurt the Most High. Because first of all, he can kill you and blow you away anytime he wants to. But he chooses not to and give you grace. Grace gives you the period in order to be able to return. When you, or, come late, giving you grace period. You understand that? But these laws are for you. What does he need them for? He has bread, he has manna on his table. He created everything. He doesn't need these laws. These laws are for you. These commandments are for you. How many people follow the commandments and the laws? Damn near no one. None of us can fully follow the law. You can't. Not in this dispensation, not in this. But you better try. Your ass better try. And I said it like that too. Like as in a donkey, your ass. They like call that's the reason they call donkeys because he made a fool of himself all the time. That's what they were asking for. Yeah, your ass better try. You better do all you can. You better stop playing with my. You better stop playing with my God. You better stop that. I can't do them all. I try. I try to be the most faithful human being that I possibly can in this corrupt world with my corrupt flesh. I still try, but I can do what you could do. I'm from the ghetto. I'm from the ghetto, the Carmen in the ghetto. I'm from that. I'm from South Park in the ghetto. Kenny is dead. Oh my God, you killed Kenny. I'm from the ghetto. I have watched many people die. I have done wicked stuff myself. There is no excuse for anyone. There ain't no excuse. And what do you think when the prostitute came to the Messiah and he told her, "Go forth and sin it no more"? But he forgave her, and but said, "Go forth and sin no more." So that's what you're supposed to do at church. They're not telling people at church to do that because they continue to sin and continue to do what they do and come back and be forgiven and give them money in a collection plate. They're not telling them to go forth and sin no more. Stop doing what you did to get to that point where you're already low. If you get brought back up high, stay high. Stay up. Like black people say, stay up, son. This is real. The rabbis are going to die. The bishops are going to die. The preachers, all the heads of all of these churches that say they were sent from the Most High are going to die. And if you are their shepherd instead of the Most High shepherd, you're going to die with them.